I debated an anti-machine generated art VTuber. So we got thoughts. We're gonna be talking about an AI art debate. Cindy, I'm sure you and I fall in the same spot as the AI stuff. What are your thoughts on AI art?
I was very much against it initially, but now that it's here, I know it's not going away. So it's more of like a acceptance at this point. Like I use it in everything now. So it's just like, fuck it.
You're less charitable than me, actually, then, which is, I mean, and you're still pretty charitable. I'm very pro AI art, very pro AI. Let's be real. Good artists will always have a job. If AI puts you out of the art business, you fucking sucked as an artist to begin with. Like all these people bitching about AI art on X, you know, these Twitter artists or whatnot. Your art sucks. It happens a lot. Like say the Sonic the Hedgehog community, for example, people be like, "Oh, look at my fan art of Amy or whatever," and the shit looks like ass. Then you run it through AI and you fucking improve it, because most artists that want to make a living doing art are actually just lazy fuckers that don't want to work. Obviously, that's not all artists, but the artists that can draw, the artists that are good at their job, will always have a fucking job. And like you said, AI is here to stay. Now, I don't use AI particularly often in terms of like the art department. I do use it frequently for thumbnail, not thumbnails, for title and descriptions, like for the videos and whatnot. So yeah, let's watch this debate.
Let me be clear, like your the topic, like the prompt for this is that AI is not art, basically, right?
100% AI generated content is an art.
Okay, do you agree with that sentiment? AI generated content is an art?
I do not believe it should be sold, but it's still art. Even if you don't like it, as an artist, it is still art.
Yeah, I agree. I do consider it to be art. Now, you can make, based on the definition, you can make an argument that it isn't, because the expression or application of human creative skill or imagination, the fact that AI isn't human. So, like, if you want to go, like, by textbook definition, all right, maybe it isn't. But by and large, like for simplicity's sake, yeah, I would say it's art. I also agree with you that 9 out of 10, it's not that it shouldn't be sold. If there's some suckers out there that want to buy it, go for it. But there's no value in it. Like, it's more than it shouldn't be sold. Really, people shouldn't buy it, is what it really boils down to me. You can just do it yourself.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you see a really cool AI picture at a convention, don't buy it. Go make your own.
Lessa says, does AI not need a human to prompt it? And there's an argument for that too. Exactly.
Oh yeah, but you
it's
wait, hold on, because I have a whole beef with that. Yes, humans do prompt it, but now humans are also trying to quote unquote copyright said prompts, right? Even though we stumble across it without using. Yes,
which I did not know that.
Dumb. Yeah, no, they say, oh, well, we're an artist and these are the prompts that we came up with, so nobody else can use it. That's fucking stupid. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah, I did not know that people were trying to copyright prompts. That is fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, specifically.
So what would you?
100%. Because there are things like Vocaloids that are technically AI, but the lyrics tend to be made by people.
So like you would like for instance you wouldn't count like any sort of like image generator, for instance, as creative.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
But like if somebody draws something up and then they use AI to like change the lighting a bit, that still counts in my opinion.
Wait, if someone uses if someone uses AI to make something?
No, if somebody uses it to generate something, but if they draw it like themselves ahead of time and then they say, okay, well, the lighting is a bit too off, so they have an AI change that, then I still consider it art.
Now we're just splitting hairs. So like what? It being art depends on the level of AI you used? I don't know. To me, that's either everything's okay or none of it's okay. I don't like the whole splitting hairs here thing here. That's just me.
I completely agree. He's trying to win an argument. He already knows he's failing. So he's going to do the splitting hairs trying to make his point, but he's just going to fail even more. It's a terrible argument.
Loomis now says Vocaloid is not AI, it's a voice modifier. Yeah, but I mean, isn't that still like the modifier is done via artificial intelligence? I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not sure, but
I thought it was more of a synthesizer thing because they came out ages ago.
Are we live now, or
yeah, maybe.
I don't know if I should hit live yet.
Yeah. I'm so I've been streaming the whole time. Like I've been streaming since freaking 12 hours ago, man.
Oh God, I can don't. I tried doing a 12-hour stream overnight. I didn't. I went through like
Yeah.
8 hours.
I'm crazy. All right. So okay, I guess we could just get
All right.
into the details of it, like as we're going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want to go first with the opening statement?
Yeah, sure. So
Go ahead.
my honest opinion is that 100% AI generated content, meaning content that the person just prompts the AI to make the image or video, isn't considered art due to the fact that it is not an application of human creativity, in my opinion. That's
So he's literally pulling from the Google definition. Like I said, so he prepped this based on this definition. The expression or application of human creative skill. He literally said AI art is not art because it does 100% generate AI art isn't the application of human creativity. He literally just pulled from this right here for his stance on his opening statement. It's kind of a lazy way to do a debate, in my opinion, but
I mean, if you don't have a leg to stand on, make one up, I guess.
fair enough.
That's all I have to say. Yeah.
Okay.
That's like the base statement.
Okay. All right. I guess my turn.
Yep.
All right. Well, first I want to say thanks to all of you for being here, both for watching on my channel and on Yarik's. I want to thank Yarik as well for being willing to engage in conversation. And it's not an easy thing to do in the current climate. And discussions like this are what lead us to discover better solutions and insights in all of life's problems. Well, I'm here to prove that AI can be a tool for human creativity. Art has always been human expression through tools, brushes, cameras, tablets, software, and none of those tools felt anything either. So I don't believe this has anything to do with feeling. When photography appeared, artists call it imbecility. Baudelaire, a renowned art critic, wrote that in 1859 against the tools of the day, but history proved him wrong. Today we celebrate photographers.
I love that she's going with this example. I do. And there's a specific reason for that, because what I consider to be the most important piece of visual art ever made is, ever produced, I should say, is a photograph. I'll show right here. Let's see. Open image in new tab. Right here. The VJ Day Kiss. I think the VJ Day Kiss is probably the most, at least in American culture, this is probably the most important piece of art that has ever been produced. It was not drawn. It wasn't painted. This is a photograph.
And it's a beautiful photo.
Yeah. So needless to say, yeah, I think she's going with the argument that the tool does not dictate whether it's art or not. I think is an incredibly strong way to start your argument.
As artists because they express vision, not because they mix chemicals or operate shutters. AI is the next chapter in that exact same story. It doesn't erase art. It amplifies who can participate. It lets a writer express the book's content on its cover, musicians to visualize their music, and even disabled creators to express what they feel and see in their minds. Authenticity has never lived in texture, tool, or time spent.
People are asking in the comments, who is she debating? That's a good question. Let's check the description real quick. See, she is debating Yarik25. Let's go ahead real quick and just take a look at, see if he's got, I imagine he's like an X account, got like a following on X, something like that. Let's see. Yarik25. So seems to be kind of a nobody on X, but he has a Twitch. And kind of a nobody on Twitch as well. So I don't know really why she wastes her time debating him, but whatever. It's still a good discussion to be had. So, but yeah, Yarik25 is who she's debating.
Never heard of him.
Lives in intention. The artist is still a human, and the tool has simply evolved. My opponent Yarik has stated on X, what makes photography an art is the fact that it is the application of human creativity while AI isn't. Yarik will claim that Photoshop creations are art, that photographic creations are art, but will not afford the same grace to AI, despite the fact that they are all tools. My opponent will claim that creativity is non-existent in AI and that the product of AI is wholly in the hands of an algorithm. They will either ignore or be ignorant of the fact that not only does the prompt input change the output significantly, but there are tools like ControlNet that allow AI users more specific control over the generations. A dislike of AI is a popular opinion in online circles today, and I look forward to learning more about your position, Yarik, as well. as understand how you feel about more well-accepted AI projects such as Neuro and Vettel. So if you want.
Bro, you could tell she Andrew Wilson fan. She's like, all right, let's do opening statements. He gives a blurb from a Google definition. She came in with an actual, like, what would be a sanctioned debate style opening statement. Just by rules of I would say the style of debate, by the cordiality of debate, she's already going to cook. Even if Leaflit was wrong in her answer, I can tell she's going to cook in this debate because she's actually following like proper debate structure.
Oh man, she'd make an excellent lawyer already. I'm sucked in. Let's go.
Go ahead.
It's my turn.
Mhm.
I was hoping you'd start off with the main debate itself, because
Maybe if you could restate if you could state like the your
You doesn't know how debates work. Like, oh wait, it's my turn. I was hoping we could start we did start the debate. Those were called opening statements. In a debate, you have opening statement, cross-examination, and then closing statements. And sometimes you do cross-ex, additional statements, more cross-ex, closing statements. But the point is, dude doesn't even know how debates work. This is not going to go well for him.
I didn't know this is how they worked, to be fair.
Really?
Yeah, I've never seen a debate, never really. I mean, like, aside from like arguing with somebody on a point, I haven't really debated anything before with somebody. So yeah, no, this is fascinating.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you're in for a world of knowledge. Like, just go down the rabbit hole of YouTube, like debates, doing actual, legit. Like, man, I can show you some great debates, like Dr. Michael Shook versus Dr. William Lane Craig over naturalism versus divine, creation. There's debates are great. They're awesome.
direct claim, basically.
Okay, yeah, my direct claim was that AI art, due to the fact that the AI is doing the actual generation of the media itself, is creating the image as a whole, and because it's AI doing it, it's not actual human creativity.
Okay, so how much percent of something would you say that? Because you mentioned earlier, right, with Hatsune Miku, for instance, that you think that that's fine, right?
Yeah.
So why is that? Why is Hatsune Miku an okay application of it?
Because although the vocals are AI, I'm pretty sure that the lyrics are written by people, and as such, it's just there's a specific major aspect in the music itself that is an application of human
Can you give me one
creativity.
moment? I'm sorry to interrupt you. Thanks for the raid, Fortsy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, because like I was saying.
Now, since he brought Vocaloids being AI, I just did a quick Google search on it. Vocaloids are not inherently AI, but some versions now incorporate AI technology to create more natural and expressive singing voices, while traditional Vocaloids use a method called concatenative. I have no fucking deal what this is. Concatenative synthesis, where pre-recorded phonetic samples are pieced together. Newer Vocaloid AI versions use machine learning to analyze and replicate nuances of human voice, according to Audio Express and Yamaha Corporation. So there's your answers to whether or not Vocaloid are or aren't AI. It depends. Is basically what it boils down to.
Yeah.
Because the lyrics are made by AI, and are made by a human, and that's a very major part of the song.
Okay.
Then I do believe it's an application of human creativity.
So, for instance, if I wrote the lyrics to a song, right?
So by that logic, why would generating a piece of AI not be considered, creative human application? Like if I have to visualize, all right, I want a picture of a beach. I need the sun low, just over the horizon at golden hour, with 3 seagulls flying in the top left-hand corner. I would like to see a starfish washed up on the beach on the lower left-hand corner. We need to make sure that it is, all the central points, are going to the zenith or whatever it's called. Like, if you're listing out everything for the AI to generate, you coming up with that idea, is that not part of the human creation process? Because that's the argument you made earlier, Senny.
Yeah. Well, you also have to look at it this way, and this is how it's a tool. And I'm speaking as an artist, and this happens all the time to artists. We get burnout. And when we get burnout, we don't know what to draw. We don't want to draw. Every line we put on paper looks awful to us, like it's not hitting what we were wanting. So AI can be used in this regard as a way to generate ideas to get you past that roadblock. There's so many practical reasons to use AI. Like I just don't. This argument is not gonna go as well as this guy thinks it is.
Well,
I
and
feel bad for
BMO, go to BMO's next comment real quick. So it's still creative application. You just requested the AI create it. You take part, but you ain't the artist. And that's a fair argument to make. Unfortunately, that's not the argument he's making. The argument he's making is that it's not art to begin with. Whereas I think the way that BMO is stating it is that's a far better argument that you are not the artist because you're not the one actually doing the art. The AI is. Now, so yeah, I think, but again, since that's not his argument, that's I don't think he'll use that. Or if he tries to use it, it would fail because that's not his argument to begin with.
Yeah.
Like for instance, in the post that you didn't like, right? I actually wrote most of those lyrics.
You did?
Yes.
Oh, I did not know
So
that.
like,
I thought
does that then elevate to art?
yes, the song does make it the song art. Yes.
Okay, so we actually agree on that then. That it is a matter of degree. That AI itself doesn't actually confer the status of art or not. It's the degree of direction, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
It's how much how much the person actually puts their own creativity in it itself.
Okay. So you do think that, so I guess to further.
Okay. Then by that logic, because he was talking about running a filter over a over like for lighting if you did a drawing. So we've already established photography is considered art. Okay. So I've got a picture of myself, it was a photo that I took, and it's like it was staged, it was well lit. I did everything to make it like an artistic self-portrait. Then I plug that self-portrait into AI and say, now make me a Super Saiyan. What is that going to still be art in this guy's mind or not? Because everything in the lead up to everything, taking the photo and whatnot, was all done by me and by hand. And I was trying to make the optimal photo for the AI to then take and turn into a Super Saiyan. Where is this line?
That's an excellent question. But I don't know. I still feel like if you do AI art, you should not say that it is yours, that you created it. You could say, hey, yeah, I did the prompts for it. But I feel like you shouldn't be allowed to sell it. I don't know.
Well, again, whether you're allowed to sell or not, I mean, that's not part of the debate.
I know.
Whether AI is art.
It's still technically art. Like, as much as you hate it, is it stealing from others? Yes, but it's still art. They're putting it in a way that the artist did not put in themselves.
Person 11 makes a great point. Is banana tape to wall art? A human did it. I think putting in the proper prompts and regenerating an image over and over to get exactly as you need it, which sometimes takes, trust me, as someone who's tried to use AI for various things, it can take many attempts, many alterations, many word changes, many prompt changes, the whole nine. It took far more time and effort than to just tape a fucking banana to a wall. So but by that logic, I would much rather buy someone's AI generated art than a fucking banana tape to a wall.
And then they charge you like $10,000 for a stupid. Yeah, no, humans have gone in a terrible direction that we felt that we needed AI art, and that's why it was created. And that kind of burns me. We are on a downfall.
On that. You said earlier that you don't believe that AI, like art, for instance, like a illustration, correct, could ever be.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, 100% AI illustration I don't consider art, because although you can ask the AI to do certain details, most of the actual creation part of it is all done by the AI.
So what's the difference between that and like a song, right? So for instance, if I were to write the lyrics to a song, correct? And then I used AI to.
Oh man, Cat coming in with a 5-banger. Says I put myself in AI and said make me hot. It came back with a blank frame.
Really? Not fires? Because you said hot. So usually it'll take that prompt and set something on fire.
Stop it. Get some help.
Sorry, Cad.
Generate,
Thanks
the
for
vocals
5-banger,
and the
bud.
music. What would you say to that?
Well, the lyrics itself is the thing that is being presented to the audience. That is the song part, because I mean, if a song has bad lyrics, it doesn't matter how good it sounds. In my opinion, it's not that good, but it's the part that.
What?
Okay, yeah, go off because I was about to, but go for it.
No, because the singing part should also be considered an art form. We cannot hit certain pitches. Like, oh my God, what? Go ahead.
Hold on. I'll come up with a brilliant example of this. Hold on.
I have so many things to say, but they're secret right now. Oh my gosh.
All right. Let's make sure this isn't AI because there's a few examples of some are AI, some aren't. Let's see. All right, no, this is not one of them. Give me one moment here because there's. Let's see. Bear with me here. There's one that Moxie showed me, and it was a real song. Yeah, is it this one? Yeah, because it's from 11 years ago. It's got to be this one. All right, give me one moment here. Let me just check the description to make sure. All right. Harry Roy and his orchestra, My Girl's Pussy from 1931. Now, we don't need to hear any lyrics to know that is a well-written song, right? Like, what do you mean if the lyrics are dumb or bad, then it's a bad song, which is what he said. There's so many components to songs that like that it's not just the lyrics. I'm sure you could get a church choir just saying the N-word to different variations, and it would be a great song if it's sung in proper cadence, proper choruses, different levels of harmonizing. Like, that is a retarded argument that he just made. You could have some of the most bland, basic lyrics in the world, but if all the instrumentation and layering in the background is done to a beautiful degree, why would just the lyrics make it a bad song?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. There's been plenty of music. I cannot think of an example, but plenty of music where
Gemini, exactly. Choir saying the N-word. Yeah, Jamie, play the Kanye song.
Did they say? Was there a choir that said the N-word in them?
Oh yeah, absolutely they do.
Okay.
It's being presented to an audience. You're not presenting the prompt to the audience. You're presenting the final works. The yeah.
I understand. So just to steel man your argument, I'm just gonna say what I think you believe, and then if you think I'm wrong, like, I'm not trying to like basically like I'm not trying to assume what you're saying. So I'm going to repeat what I think you said, and then or what I think you believe, and then you can tell me if I'm wrong, and then we can clarify. So like you don't think that the actual since you said that the lyrics is really what matters here, does that mean that you don't believe that the actual music element, as in like the notes, the playing of the instruments, the vocals, you don't believe that those are a part of art?
I do believe that they are, but I believe that since one of the main aspects of what makes a music piece art is made by human, I still believe that it could be considered an application of human creativity, despite the vocals and instrumentals all being AI.
But who gets to decide if the lyrics are bad or dumb or whatnot? That is all subjective. That is 100% subjective. This dude is a fucking clown.
Yeah. He's hurting his own arguments by talking. He needs to stop. He could have, you know what? He could have AI generated an argument.
It would have worked out better for him. You're right. Dude, make AI write up an argument as to why AI is bad art, and it would be better than his art. Holy shit, that's brilliant.
So what you're saying then is that as long as there is some sort of input in creativity, that the whole thing could be art, or at least partially.
Yes, if the art that is being presented has a like the actual part that is being presented is made by human, then I do think that it could be considered art.
Okay, so okay, so in that case, how do you feel about, as you said earlier, that there's no way that an illustration could be, an AI illustration could be art, right? But what if the elements of said thing were generated, were created by a person? So I'll give an example. There are things that you can put on AIs called control net, for instance, right? Where you can put a wireframe, where the pose of the person would be in the art, and say like you did create, like for instance, the design of the character, right? Like say you did sketch that out, and then you used AI to actually put that character in that pose, which you selected via control net. Would that constitute art then?
I think so, because the majority of it is done by a person. Yeah, I would say so.
So what is it about AI specifically that you don't agree to? Is it?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you exactly what it is about AI specifically. They're taking our germs. That's what it is that he doesn't agree with.
Yeah, no, this is really like an impassioned argument. Like he's feeling with emotions. He doesn't like it because it makes him feel weird. So that's his complaint. But
No,
really,
it's more than that, Cindy. He doesn't like it because he's got 400 fucking followers on X and 200 something followers on Twitch and can't make a living doing what he wants to do, which is play video games and make art and whatnot. So he has to work a real job, and that pisses him off. And he's trying to blame AI because it means if he blames AI, he doesn't have to blame himself for his own failures.
it's novel watching a YouTube artist. Like I follow BMO, right? It's fun watching him draw, like actually seeing the drawing process. It has nothing to do with AI, still makes it interesting, but also AI can be interesting in its own right because they can add things, different little flares that you never would have thought of. So if you put your piece through it, it would be nice, it would be unique, but also, there's so many arguments to this.
Yeah,
I
again, his argument is that AI is going to make it even harder for me to do the thing I want to do that I'm not very good at.
It's like he's trying to say that it has to be done mostly by a human, but I don't think he's remembering that you still have to envision the idea in your head for the art prompt. It's still human interaction. And
Let's
I don't know.
look at some of his art. All right, let's look at some of his art. Let's see if I can find any. See, I went to his account on X. I went to media. Let's see. What is
It looks more like he's a fan than an artist.
original post in like? Let's see. Disney making another stupid fun remake. I mean, like, let's just say that his profile picture. That's shitty art. That's shitty art. Let's keep going. Let's scroll through here. See, do you even post your own art? Imagine getting a VTuber model and says spending years learning how to draw and rig it. Then imagine you software and anime via camera. Let's see. Man, some people just can't argue in good faith. The entire argument I made is that in the time it takes to get AI to this point, all those AI bros could have just developed skills to make actual art. This dude doesn't realize that AI is not here for art and whatnot. Like, yes, that's what's being touted as now. That's getting people used to the AI because AI is the future. When you've got China and big tech in general and the US and all these other world governments and Silicon Valley investing billions into AI, it's not about the fucking art, bro. That should be the least of the worries. But again, where's your art? If you're such an artist, where is your art? I'm scrolling through here. All right. Nope.
That's not his. Yeah.
He reposted someone else's art. How are you gonna make an argument about art? It's just him. Yeah, repost someone else again, and then not post your own art, bro. This dude is a clown.
No, this tells me that so I've had this suspicion this entire time that this guy is not an artist in any capacity because what it is, when you like to draw, when you doodle a lot, you will find reasons to doodle, be it being on the phone, you're going to doodle on an art pad, right? You will go out of your way to still draw. If you love to draw, you will find ways to do it. Even I use AI for a lot of stuff, but I still draw. I'm still doing what I feel like I should do when it comes to pen.
Cindy, read this right here.
PFP done by Cyberfishy TV. Ew.
He didn't even draw his own profile picture. Profile picture done by Cyberfish TV. So
even his model is done by somebody else.
Yeah. VTuber model art done by right. So he has paid other people to do this shit. He's just a wannabe VTuber. Oh my God, this is gonna go so bad for him. Let's go.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. I think it's when I think when somebody just writes in a prompt and says, I want like either this character like this or in this setting, and then the AI generates all the details for them, and then they brand it as art.
Got it. So I guess we can go use the video as an example because that was the one that you initially had a problem with, correct?
Yes.
So do you think that how do you think I made it, just out of curiosity?
I did see some of your comments saying that you put it through multiple different AIs to different things. That's all I know of. Like I said, I didn't know that you made the lyrics yourself, so I don't know the exact process.
Okay, got it. So like in a thing like that, right? There's and I think this might be an issue of people not really understanding specifically how AI functions, but the video, for instance, like actually was multiple AIs, and you would, for instance, make a keyframe, and then from that keyframe you would make the rest of it, and you would edit that in software. And again, like the lyrics were written. So like each individual portion of it, would you not agree, has creativity in it then? If like, for instance, I specifically, like at the end of the video, I specifically wanted her to transform into like an idol outfit, would that intention not be art?
The intention, no, it's the application that is considered art. However, you said you made the keyframes? Is that like the pose you were saying before?
So like basically, I generally
I feel like he goes
Homie doesn't
back
know what
and
keyframes are.
well, I feel like he goes back and he kind of invalidates his previous arguments.
What do you mean?
I'm trying to remember what he said verbatim. That it needs to be human made, right? All of it needs to be human made. But then he's like, but this part is fine for this. So it's either one way or it's another. You can't have both.
But by the way, I think Jim Nair is correct. Yeah, I'd respect him more if he was just honest. If he was just honest and said that he doesn't like AR because he doesn't like, yeah. If just be honest about it. Stop trying to have this pseudo intellectual view of what art is, when as it turns out, you're not even an artist.
created an initial image according to my parameters, and then from that I use that image to then animate into like another image, which I've also keyframed using AI, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. So yeah, you said keyframe. That's the pose you were talking about before, where you can select the pose you want.
You can do that, yeah. Like would that qualify as it for you then?
I think that those frames that will have like the pose you keyframed, I definitely think would. I do think that simply having the idea written in a prompt wouldn't qualify though, because that's not the actual application of it.
Okay, so just to be clear, so to you it's a matter of degree. It's not a matter. Is it? I'll just ask. Is it a binary? If something is AI, is it immediately not art, or is it a degree of it?
I think it's a degree of it because, like I said, there can be cases where AI.
You say it, pause?
No, I said, okay, good. He was coming back to what I basically said because he, like I said, he was invalidating his own argument, but then he's trying to clarify.
Oh, I think he's going to continue to invalidate his own argument, but go on.
Okay, so I'm working on a project that involves AI right now. I'm trying to keep everything I'm doing under wraps. But
I know it is. It's super cool.
Yes. So at one point, I had to take the AI art that was generated, put it in my own software, and edit it by redrawing certain sections because it just did not look right, to feed it back through the AI. So since I hand drew a good portion of a cell to get the animation or the picture rather where I wanted, right? Does that still make it AI? Because I rehashed the whole thing. So is it still AI? Like, will that count? Will you be more appeased if I did more of that in it?
That's the argument. It's like, oh, well, you did what I consider to be actual work. Therefore, I would be appeased by that. This whole thing is based on his subjective feelings of how much work, quote unquote, work somebody put in.
Can be used as a tool for art.
Okay.
But it's like if it's made by AI, and all the only person did was prompt it, then I don't think it is, because although the person did have the idea, there's a difference between having the idea and then having the application of human creativity.
So do you think that would be 0%? So like I'll give you an example. Let's say a person goes in and they write anime girl, right? Would that be zero? Would that for you be 0% art?
Yes, I think anything that's just a straight up prompt where they write, like, even if they write their tone they want it in, I do not think that's art to any degree.
Yo, shout, great the mercy for a 2-banger says my profile pic is AI prompted. Loving it. By all means. Yeah.
I wouldn't have known.
Yeah, by the way, I wouldn't have known that either. So this is for the guy making the debate right now.
Shut up, bitch.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. He's making my brain melt.
Why not?
Because the AI is doing the most of the creation. The person behind the prompt just has an idea, but that's not the application of the AI. Like the art is the app.
So the AI is doing the creations. You'd say it's creating art. Again, if he was trying to make the argument that BMO mentioned earlier that you, the person prompting it, aren't the artist, that'd be one thing. But he literally just referred to it as a creation. Why is that creation in and of itself not art?
If the
Doesn't
word
make you the
create
generator an artist.
is
Right,
if-
exactly. The word create is there. He used it himself.
yeah, well, I mean, you create art. You can use a program to still create art. Somebody mentioned it earlier, Photoshop, right? It's still
Right.
digital. You're still creating art. Oh my goodness.
Application of human creativity.
Can you define art like more specifically? Just I know you kind of did there, but can you just do specifically a definition of art?
So the specific definition is let me try to redefine it. Well, so it's a piece of media where
Wait. The exact definition. Let me try to redefine it. Homie, if you are redefining, then that's not the definition. Like,
The exact definition.
hey, what's the definition of a woman? Oh, you know, an adult human female. Let me try and redefine it to where now it includes chicks with dicks. Well, hold on. You redefined it. Therefore, that's not the definition. You gave a new definition. What are you oh my God. This hurts,
He's an idiot.
bro.
He's a bigger
Like a
idiot
piece of
than I
media.
am.
You feel good about yourself knowing this guy's out here?
Yes, I feel better.
Is showing off the human creativity was you like the person, as if it's very hard to describe. It's a piece of media where the actual creation of it was, you know, done by human creativity. It was made by human creativity. The actual process was done, not the idea itself. It's the process that's makes art in my opinion.
Can you clarify what you mean by process?
The process of like people actually creating stuff, because that's what it boils down to. Is did a person
Okay, Leaflit. Here's the thing. Here's the kill shot. Go back to the photography argument. Go back because all you're doing as a photographer, is finding the shot and using a machine to capture that still image. The machine is doing all the work. All you did was come up with the idea of I want this captured forever in a still image, and then you physically place yourself in a position where you can capture that image. You could kill shot his argument here just by saying, do you consider photography art? And if he says yes, his argument is done. Null and void.
actually have to create anything for it, or did they just have an idea?
Okay, so you think that the art lies in the
Yeah.
no, let me you think that art lies in the action, basically the physical action of like actually creating the art?
Yes. Do you mind if I give you an example? Because
Sure,
I know
go ahead.
on our initial Twitter thing, you were mentioning directors, and I've actually looked into this a bit.
Okay.
So you know the movie John Wick, right? So I don't directing isn't just telling what other people to do. I can actually have
Yeah, more or less is. The job, me and Enzo literally talked about this last night. The job of a director is basically you're the lead delegator, which is telling other people what to do so other people can do their jobs and it can all come together cohesively. It effectively is that. He's going to try and make it sound so much more grandiose than it is. But yeah, being a director is basically being a delegator.
actually send you the article itself, or I could just screen share it if that would be all right.
Sure. I mean, I can take your word for it if you want to
Alrighty.
mention it.
Yeah, so we've in John Wick we've confirmed that the director Chad actually did have he did actually have some writing in the script, and he also was the person who did a lot of the fighting
Right. But not all directors do that. Directors can just direct. He's not. This is a terrible example. Chad Stahelski is not just the director. He is also one of the screenwriters. He is also one of the choreographers. These are separate jobs than director that he took on in addition to being the director.
choreography.
Okay.
Despite him just being a director, he still created something there. He still created.
But oh my God, he is not just the director. He is also the screenwriter and choreographer. Jesus Christ, this guy is retarded.
The choreography and a lot of the elements in the script. We can see this with other big movies. I mean, here's another example I have is Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. confirms that the director Jon Favreau did work on the script with the writers as opposed to just telling them what to do.
Okay. Okay. So in this case, in those specific cases.
All right. Screenplay, Derek Kolstad. Let's see if we go to Derek Kolstad is an American screenwriter, film director. Let's see. Yeah. Screenwriter, Derek Kolstad wrote the original screenplay. Director, Chad Stahelski, along with David Leitch, co-directed the films. He's also directed the subsequent sequels. Kolstad wrote the scripts. Stahelski and Leitch successfully lobbied to direct the project and being brought in to handle action scenes. According, so did he write it? If he's not credited as the screenwriter, then he did minimal work on the screenwriting.
Like the director went outside of his initial role as a director and actually helped with the writing, right? The writing is still writing, correct?
Yes, I wouldn't say it's necessarily outside of his role, because from what I've seen, I've looked into a few different films. It's very, very common for writers or for directors to also work with script writers, because if there isn't a script, they can actually...
Yeah, that's their fucking job. They need to know what's written to direct, or they have to alter things to be better to direct it. What is his argument here? I've completely lost what his argument is here. Have you?
I wasn't keeping up with him on this part because he started mentioning directors, and it's like, I don't know anything about that, so I have no dog in the fight.
They, pull off, and it can't really direct a good movie.
So if a director doesn't have any, say a director doesn't have any hand in the writing, say the writer had nothing to do with the writing, and their direction was simply like blocking or the vision for a scene, the lighting, and those are the things that they decided. Like, would that disqualify them as an artist if they don't want to participate in writing?
I think for that movie, it wouldn't be considered their work of art, and I'd like to back this up.
What are you talking about? It wouldn't be considered their work of art as the director? Dude, movies are a collaborative product. You cannot be a one-man show making movies. Even if you're Ben Affleck and you write, produce, star, and direct, guess what? There's still some dude rigging the lights, and there's still other actors, and there's still people, potentially doing choreography. And also, director is the top of the chain. Well, right underneath producer, really. But you've still got director of photography, which is specific, a different job entirely. Yes, being a director is still, you are delegating how the art comes together, and in said delegation, you create the overall final product of that art, therefore making you an artist. Jesus Christ.
You know the movie Harry Potter, right?
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
When you think of like who made the movies Harry Potter, like most people just credit J.K. Rowling, and that's because it was her.
No, most people credit J.K. Rowling for the books. She didn't direct the movies. Like, who was the director Harry Potter? It had a couple different directors between the two movies, if I remember.
It would depend on which one he's asking for.
David Yates, Mike Newell, Chris Columbus, and Alfonso Cuarón. I believe the one that gets the most credit is Chris Columbus. I think he's the one that did the most of them, but I could be wrong. Maybe it was David Yates. Either way, no, most people, they credit J.K. Rowling for the story, because that's what she wrote, was the story. Chris Columbus did the first two. Okay, thank you.
Creative idea, but the movies themselves weren't actually directed by J.K. Rowling. But from all the accounts, I can't really I figured out. I know the people who directed. I can look it up real quick again.
Okay.
Oh my gosh! Wait,
their names very rarely ever get discussed when it comes to.
You can't use Harry Potter as an argument for AI. What are you doing?
Well, the argument he's trying to make now is that if the directors didn't write or didn't do anything other than directing, it's not
they
really
wouldn't
their
have
art.
been there.
He's trying to equate directors that don't do anything beyond directing as the equivalent to AI. Like, just like how AI isn't art, directors that only direct aren't artists either, which is a bullshit argument.
You still have to visualize the scene. Yeah,
well,
you have to make it cohesive.
And you have to delegate the task to other artists to make your final product of art an actual cohesive piece of art. Like, fuck me, bro.
Harry Potter and the creative mindset behind it, like, they don't really get credit because they didn't really do any of the artistic part of it.
So are you saying that the director of Harry Potter is not an artist, just to be clear?
I'm saying that Harry Potter isn't their work of art. I do know they directed other movies. I didn't.
Oh my god! No, he didn't write Harry Potter. He's making Harry Potter come to life like AI.
Exactly. The idea. Okay, so let's take this for a moment. Let's apply this to video games. In video games, you have concept art, and then you use that concept art to bring the game to life. Are the people who, actually made the game, the physical, playable, 3D functioning game, not necessarily 3D, it could be 2D as well, but you get my point. Are they not artists because only the people that did the concept art and drew everything that then gave them the vision to make it playable? Are those people not artists? Only the people that did. This is it's an easily broken argument. I'm flabbergasted. Books are a different medium than movies. For those of you that don't know, J.K. Rowling didn't write a movie. She wrote a book, and then another artist got together with a bunch of other artists and collaboratively turned that book into a new type of art called a movie.
Look too much into those other movies, but I don't think Harry Potter classifies as their work of art.
So I just want to reiterate, you don't believe that the director of Harry Potter is an artist?
Not from Harry Potter alone. Maybe there are other movies they did a lot more, but yes.
So specifically, you don't think that. So you believe that they're actually, so the rearranging of what they did does not count as art at all to you?
I don't think what they did in Harry Potter counts as art at all, because they were just mainly having everybody else do it, and the creative part was all done by J.K. Rowling or...
Go for it. You're muted.
Several people to make a movie. It's not just one person. Just because somebody says, hey, this was directed by so-and-so does not mean he was the only one there. What the fuck are you talking about?
Lassus makes a really good argument here. So comic book artists aren't artists because they didn't create the character. How many comic book artists, that's what they're called, that's their job, the artists, didn't create the characters they're fucking drawing. They're putting their spin on the art of said characters. Read a Spider-Man book from 1968 and read a Spider-Man book from 1995. Very different fucking art.
Krovax had an excellent point earlier. He said if a person decides to get a tattoo of Venom, right? A Jim Lee style art or whatever, puts it on his body, the tattoo artist draws it perfectly. Does that mean that because the tattoo artist
he's not a tattoo artist? No, he's a tattoo director.
Oh, either way, he's creating art. He is doing the thing. He's making something beautiful. Oh my! I'm gonna.
Well, hopefully beautiful.
Or the artists and actors, from what I can tell.
That's interesting. So you don't think that directing itself has any creative value?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I do think that it's mainly just I think it's the same. I would like to give a comparison directing. It's like if I have let's say a project of my own, but I mainly just have maybe it's like I'm doing an anime, like I want to maybe an animation or something, but I don't actually do anything myself. I just go and ask a bunch of other artists to draw stuff for me, and then and then it gets slammed all together by somebody else, because typically those directors don't really create that much of their own. But it's very rare to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Not only did over the course of this debate, not only is the dude proven he knows nothing about art or anything about AI, he's also proven he doesn't understand how movies work. No wonder this dude wants to be a streamer. He has no discernible talent for anything else.
He's not going to have any discernible talent for being a streamer either.
You're probably correct. He's live right now. Hold on. Or at least he was live when I checked his Twitch earlier. Let's see what his stream is like. Let's stream snipe this guy and see what his stream is like. All right, it's gonna play an ad, and then after the ad, God, man, fuck Twitch and its ads. All right, we'll give it 30 seconds, 33 seconds to be exact, and we'll see what this dude's stream is like. And no, I'm not fucking signing in. Fuck you. Or going ad free or whatever. I guess I'm already signed in. Why am I signed in? I never use Twitch.
I don't use Twitch unless I'm trying to get Pally or reward drops, and that is it.
I think I have a Twitch just because every now and again I've got buddies that stream on Twitch, so I'll tune in and watch them. And that's I can't even think of the last time I've done that. Okay, all right, here we go.
If I could dodge properly.
You can't even get right. No, I can't even say that.
Of course, I'm being targeted now by both of them.
How many people are watching? 3. Yes, 3 viewers, and we're one of them.
You're the third.
Come on, say something. You got this.
The boss
You
is
can do
standing
it.
still. Why are you
Get
not
poisoned, bitch.
barraging? What?
Fuck me,
Target-
bro. So yeah, that is he's playing. He was playing. Was not Neo. Fuck. Code Vein. He was playing Code Vein. But anyway, yeah, that's. Oh yeah, and one of those viewers might be him in a separate window. Good point. So yeah, that is the quality. The dude here dictating the quality of art, AI, and filmmaking was streaming to 3 people once we started stream sniping him, and that was the quality of his stream.
I don't feel quite so badly about my Wednesday streams anymore.
Good, as you shouldn't.
Most directors who do, like most of the popular directors, either do have a help the script writing or some other aspect. If you look at Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds directed the movie, but he helped with the acting. I mean, he was the lead actor. You had, of course, Star Wars. You had Lucas made the entire story for it. So
No. It's not reducing it to numbers. It's not about everyone starting where. It's if you're going to act like an authority on a subject. If you're going to act like an authority on a subject, you need to have knowledge or anything. Dude has nothing. Like dude's sitting here talking about how bad AI is, and he's done everything but say AI is taking our jobs when he just does not have the skill or talent to be
confidence.
Or confidence to be able to do what he is claiming AI is stealing from him. I think it's a completely valid argument. Numbers exist for a reason. They are a metric to use as a measurement. It's not reducing anything to numbers. It's about using that as a metric of measurement, which is what they're there for.
typically that's way more so the norm. Harry Potter's way more just a exception because of just
because it's pre-written.
Material was already made. Yes,
Correct.
because of how much the material was already made.
So the only thing that matters then in the art of so in the art of filmmaking, are you saying
Wait, what? Wait, hold on. No, because
matters.
you still have to have a screenwriter adapt the book to something that can be shown on screen. You still have to have all kinds of a script for people to read off of. What do you mean?
Rabnat Scuba says, how can something steal something you never had? Yeah, exactly. No, talking about his stream numbers are dumb. He could have a point still. He's just dumb anyways. He had a couple hundred views. He'd still be dumb. No. You guys are missing the point. His argument in a roundabout way, and he hasn't said it because he's towing the line. His argument is that AI is stealing from real artists, right? His argument is that it's stealing their jobs, this, that, and the other. Oh, it's not real art. Oh, him saying that AI is not real art is his weak way of trying to skirt around his true belief that is AI is stealing jobs from real artists. In other words, basically, no matter how good of an artist you are or what you do, your job is gone due to AI now. So if he is not able to do a good job in insert field here, he can blame AI instead of blame his own failings. That is what I'm getting at. This dude will blame AI rather than his own failings. So no, it is a valid argument to bring up numbers, whether it be whether it be followers on X or whatnot, whether it be how many commissions he's sold if he was an artist, but he's not, whether it be because there are AI fucking influencers out there that do live streams to get thousands of people watching. Him bitching about AI is, oh, why are they watching this AI influencer instead of watching me? It is what I guarantee you he would make that argument.
Of course, the acting matters.
why does the acting matter?
Because it is a application of human creativity. I mean, look at the actors, and they always have their own spin on how the thing is written. Like it's impossible to have an actor do exactly what you want them to. They'll always have their own emotion.
It is not impossible to get an actor to do what you want them to do. That is the job of the director. That is why homie that made The Shining, whose name Kubrick, had fucking what's her name? Shelley Duvall do 127 takes to get her to do exactly what he wanted her to do.
Yeah,
As
and
they
then
put in it.
berated her for it too the whole time.
Even like going back to John Wick, they initially
That's not what I did,
the
Dax.
person who initially wrote the script for John Wick, before all these rewrites. Imagine the guy's like a 65-year-old dude who like he was way older than he was portrayed in the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Keanu Reeves added a different spin on that, and that typically is how it's created. It's using the talents and creativity of the actor. So I mean, what's his name? Adam Sandler's another one. He always adds his comedy to his scripts, or to the things.
Just to be clear, you don't think that directors actually add any sort of their own skill into the actual film?
Not by itself, no, but typically.
Then why does the job exist? If directors don't add anything, then why does the job exist? Why don't actors just go out and fucking make the movies themselves?
Because you need a director to tell them how the scene goes so that they can act in a capacity that fits the film.
Right. Personally, so improvisation makes it art. Right. Dude, let's compare Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters, to Ghostbusters 2016. Ghostbusters 2016, there were reports that up to 60% of that shit was ad-libbed. What's the higher art, Cindy? Ghostbusters 2016 or the original?
The original, because I still refuse to see that back shit stuff.
The norm for directors is that they do. Like I said, most directors either help with the writing, the fighting choreography is another aspect of the art, in my opinion.
How can photography be art then?
What do you mean?
How can photography be art if
I said earlier, I said the photography argument could be her kill shot. Yes, let's go.
Directing is an art.
Because photography, you don't just have somebody do everything for you. You do work on the camera angles yourself. In fact, photography and camera angles are another thing that's part of a movie, and that's I compare photography to the people who record the movie. Like for John Wick, those long action fight scenes. The cameraman behind that, I would consider an artist because he did make a really good.
Who told him to stand there?
I was literally about to say who told him to do that.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe, I don't know, the director told the guy how like, by your logic, hey, telling the machine to make the art, like, this is insane. Obviously, the director is the director of photography also an artist? Yeah, absolutely. That's the point of film. It is a collaborative work of multiple artists.
I agree with Rex.
Right,
I feel like John Wick's the only thing he's seen ever.
Honestly, you're probably right.
All that was happening in that scene, and I would say the same thing is true for photography. It's all about getting the right angle. You start with like, oh, I think that would look good like this. Maybe you set some stuff up. Maybe you put a chair here, or whatever, and then you get the angle, you get the lighting. If the lighting's not good, you might have to move or put like some barrier on to create some shade. There's just it's a lot more creative process. It's not just having somebody else do everything.
Brings up a great point. Are conductors not artists? The dudes for orchestras, sure as shit they are. But by this guy's logic, they wouldn't be. Correct.
Right. Even though he knows the sound of every single instrument and what they should be making, how are they not the artist? Well, oh my goodness.
It is a work of art to, let's say you got a 120-person orchestra. Trust me, keeping 120 people in perfect synchronization with one another is an art all on its own.
And then you mush it all together.
Okay, so I have a question then. In that case, if there were a person that was doing photography, okay, and they had an assistant, and they told the assistant put that vase there and open the blinds, and then they took a picture of it, would that not be art?
Yo, shout out Randall Hess dropping awards of Paradise gifted membership. Truly appreciate you. Let's go ahead and get you a clip. Let's see. Here we go. This is a good
Y'all can clip me all you want. I think Alyssa Mercante has a nice ass, but I guarantee you she doesn't shave her armpits. So I'm good.
Has anyone asked him what he thinks of Brie Larson's feet?
Oh, that's a really good question. We need to ask Kato what he thinks of Brie Larson's feet.
In your opinion, because the other person is the one who took the action to actually move the vase and open the shutter.
Did the assistant also get the right angle and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, you could assume so. Yeah, I said move the vase, and then they moved it to the left, and I said I'll move it a little bit more to the right, and then they moved it to the right. I was like, okay, perfect. Now open the shutters.
In this case, would the photographer still be the one taking the photo and having to get all the focus in? Because if so, then I'd still consider it art, no matter what. Because either it's a joint art thing, in which case it'd be like the photographer and the assistant both, went together to make this art thing. Art doesn't need to be created by one person. Like I said, movies have several artists behind it. So in this case, I would say that it is still art. I would say it is more of a joint project because the assistant.
Yes, exactly. I would say it's more. Fucking duh! Film is a joint project. It is a collaborative work. That's why at the end of the movie, you roll credits and you got like 500 fucking names there.
But none of them, not one, is an artist in any capacity.
No, his whole thing was that they would all be the artists, but the director's not, because all he did was delegate how they did their art.
Oh, that makes it even so much worse. Why? No, we put those credits there as an inconvenience to keep you from the end credit scene. What the fuck?
Helped move stuff where the person who's the photographer still has to create the photo by getting the right angle and even getting the right focus.
So what's the difference then between that and directing? So like if I were directing a scene and I said, okay, that table, like I want it like over there, and then like actor, I want you to say the line this way, and then lights person, like I want you to like dim the lights a little bit at this time. What's the difference?
Again, let's go back to his definition of art, right? Let's go back because he just used the Google definition. The expression or application of a human creative skill and imagination. By his own definition, the director applying his creative skill and imagination to get these perfect shots and performances falls under, by his own definition, it falls under art.
Like I said, he keeps undermining his own arguments by backtracking and then making it worse.
Sorry, go on, my bad.
No. He's just making it worse. He changes it as he goes, but he's not following the flow of his own argument.
Also, shout out. Thank you so much, Sir Chippus Bananatin. Threw a banana.
That's stupid. You're stupid. Stop being stupid.
Appreciate you, buddy.
It's between that and the photography.
Because the photographer still has to take the photo. She still has to actually handle the camera, which itself does take, having to adjust the focus. You have to adjust the lighting and all that stuff. I mean, even in...
Not necessarily. Actually, a lot of modern cameras do a lot of that for you. A lot of modern cameras do that for you. So what were photographers in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s? They were artists, but modern ones not so much because cameras do a lot of that work for you now. It's automated, therefore it can be art.
Does he consider himself an anime character while he's streaming?
I don't know what he considers himself. I don't care what he considers himself, but why do you ask?
I just feel like his arguments are so small and so weird, and I feel like
inconsistent.
Yes, I feel like because he is not actually an anime character, he cannot be a VTuber.
Let's keep going. We're almost through.
Movies, we see camera works. Camera people do themselves artists. So I would say if you're trying to paint like the example you're using, I would say a better example would be if not only they ask their assistant to do that, but then they also ask their assistant to take the picture for them. In that case, I think it'd be all on the assistant, because the assistant.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Because in that case, the assistant would do all the artistic things, where the only thing that the photographer would do in this case would be just directing it.
So you don't think that the actual vision matters in terms of
I don't think this guy has ever thought about this stuff. She's putting him in this corner, and because he came out with such a a flawed argument, he has to now defend shit he doesn't believe. I don't think for a moment he actually ever gave thought to the idea that directors aren't artists, but like he whipped that out there thinking like, oh, here's a lifeline, and was not expecting it destroyed. Same with the photographer thing. Like I truly believe that he never even considered these arguments. He just has to make up arguments on the fly. Also, Netflix Lauren, I would love to have Leaflit on. Start tagging her on X and telling her to reach out to me that she needs to come on the show. I would love to have her on.
Didn't he also say that he couldn't have an argument in good faith with Leaflit no matter what he said?
He did say on his X, yeah.
Okay, so you didn't have an argument at all. You didn't come prepared with anything except a Google quote. That was it.
Correct.
And then you were going to predicate your entire argument on just that. And then now you are fucking yourself over because you're trying to bring up something that has no relevance. It's not
Don't
AI.
say predicate. That's a 3-syllable word. He might have trouble with that.
Okay, you're right. You're trying to base your whole argument on this.
There you go.
It does
One
not
syllable.
work.
Well done. Yeah. 1 syllable. Excellent.
Oh my goodness. This guy is so frustrating because he doesn't have an argument, but he's going to call out Leaflit saying that you can't have a good argument with me. Thusly, I did not do well.
Of art, you believe that only the action. So, like, if I were to take the camera, right, and the director put the camera on this, the director said, put the camera on this spot. Okay, great. Now, he's looking at it through a screen, right? Say there's like a there's a monitor, okay, and the camera is connected to the monitor, so the director the photographer, can see what is happening through the camera lens. It's digital, and then the photographer says, okay, I kind of like that. Assistant, change the focus by this amount. So the assistant changes the focus. And then the director says, okay, now take, the photographer says,
and peepers, this is why you know nothing about how the internet works. This is a very common thing as far as getting individuals on streams. This is a very common thing. Having people tag and whatnot. Yo, you should go on XYZ. Streamers do that all the fucking time. So yeah, congratulations on proving you know nothing about how this stuff works.
Okay, assistant, now take the photo. And then they take the photo. Are you saying that art would be attributed not to the person who is directing the whole thing?
That one's a tough one. I don't think that'd be a very efficient practice. I don't see anyone doing it, but in this hypothetical,
But it could happen, right? It could happen.
I mean, in theory, it could. But I would say still, yeah, because in that case, the director is still, deciding how how much the focus is dialed by. They're still choosing everything to do with it.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Okay, so
what did that even mean? That was word salad. That there was no coherent thought in that. I'm flabbergasted.
He might not know what that is.
You're right. Again, big syllable word.
The person is still just, choosing what the focus should be, what, the angle should be, and all that stuff. They're still doing like all the actual process to create it. They're just using somebody else as, a hand to move it for them.
Okay, I understand. So would you not then say that? So what's the difference between that and a person who uses AI and says, okay, for my anime girl, I wanted a picture of an anime girl. She's going to have this color hair. She's going to have this color eyes. This is what her outfit's going to look like. And say like they actually did take say references from a old magazine of clothing, and they provided that as an input. And they said, I want the camera angle to be exactly like this. I want the background to be exactly like this and the lighting to be exactly like this. What's the difference between the two?
By the way, a lot of this stuff is things that a director can do, but is not in a position to do because he is delegating to multiple other people at the same time. Good directors oftentimes got their start as the director of photography. They were the ones moving the cameras. They're the ones doing, XYZ thing on set. They were script writers first. Fucking Ben Affleck didn't start off as a goddamn director. He was an actor. And then he became a director. In fact, we were talking about this on stream on Friday. I think a lot of the stuff he's directed is better than a lot of his own acting and whatnot. But the point is, you learn these skills. If a director is saying, hey, I want you to do XYZ, it's because he knows it's going to be done because he has the ability to do it. But he also has to do 12 other fucking things because he's the goddamn director.
I commend her
Because it's
patience.
still the vision, right, of the AI, the person who's making the AI illustration. It's still their vision, right?
Yes.
So what would be the difference between that and the photography?
It's a good question.
So just to clarify a little bit, I actually don't think that
No,
all.
you're wrong, Crowbacks. Generals aren't soldiers, according to this guy's argument. Generals aren't soldiers.
I don't actually think that all AI is art, but I also don't think that all manual art is art as well. To me, art is about communication, right? So it's about the vision that the person
I agree,
has when they make it, regardless of what the tool is.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think so in that case, like, do you think you could agree then that if there was sufficient creativity put into the actual composition, it would be a sliding scale, right? Like it wouldn't be, is it
Yes,
art
it
or
would
is
be
it not art? It would be like, well, obviously you would think that a person who puts that amount of effort that I described there would be a completely different degree as a person who just put anime girl enter, correct?
Yes. When you, I want to focus on when you said about the background. What do you mean?
Yeah,
the
but you're wrong,
background like
Peepers.
this?
It's
Do you
that
mean it as a
simple.
solid? Like, did they design the background already?
Well, I mean, they could say something like, okay, the background is going to be a alpine town in the fall where there's orange, there's the hues of orange and red. It has a fall vibes, a warm lighting, like something like that. For instance, maybe the town is like Swedish in nature or something like that.
That
Mhm.
is-
And like each of these things, right, would layer on, right? So it's like the degree of the I believe that the art is a degree. So like the degree of it would be more or less, right? In the same way, like, wouldn't you agree that is a little bit like to call art, for instance, if you were to take a banana and you were to
Oh, yeah,
tape it to a
100%.
wall, you would think that like that maybe isn't like that much art. Maybe it's
They're going with the fucking banana argument. Let's go. We already talked about this, but let's see what they got to say on it. All right, this is the kill. This is a kill shot as well.
a little bit, like
Yeah.
not that much. I mean, it has a little bit of
Yes.
an evocative thing to it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's kind of my point with AI as well.
Yeah, I always hated that type of art too. Is
Yeah.
the whatever they call it, where it's like a fucking $100,000 worth of painting, and it's just a see-through piece of glass. Yeah, I've always hated that. I do.
It could have a message behind it, but like that, like, is it the same as a person that like painted, the Mona Lisa? Like, obviously, it's not the same degree,
Yeah.
correct? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I get what you're saying, and yes, I do agree that in terms of whether AI art could be considered art is a sliding scale. I think
Okay.
I do. I think I can agree with that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that as well. I also don't think that all AI art is art, obviously, but I think that you can.
Which is the obvious take. It's a case by case basis. Not everything is art. Not everything that humans do is fucking art. Man, I'm sure you've got gearheads out there, right? I don't know shit about working on cars, right? It's something I'm not very good at. I'm sure you got gearheads out there that find the way people, alter, car engines and things like that to be a type of art. It's hey, perfect example. My grandfather changed the his carbureted I'm blanking on the type of car. El Camino, his 79 El Camino, changed it from carbureted to fuel injected, right? That was a creative process to do so. Is the average person going to compare that to fucking Van Gogh? No, but I bet there's gearheads out there that would 100% consider that art.
They look pretty.
Fair enough.
And use it to create
Yeah.
art. And obviously that there is a value, right, to like an artisanal thing where a person makes it by hand, right? We have a sentimental value to it where we increases the value, correct?
Yeah, and I think the issue that comes with why people do get so defensive over AI art is because most of the companies who that most of the actual artists are getting their job from will not go. They won't do like the person you were saying who they're creative. They thought of all the background details. Most companies wouldn't go that far. They would just have the AI get some generic slop thing for them and then ship it out pretty easily.
Oh yeah, I agree. I totally
just to
agree
save
with that.
money. It's no different than how they're also like Microsoft is finding their devs for doing AI. I think that's why they're getting defensive over it. But I do agree with your point that is a slider.
I also think to take your side a little bit, just to show a little bit of good faith here. I think it's really, really annoying when AI artists they kind of go out there and they're like, well, my art is better because it's like so transcendent, and that's really annoying as well.
And
Art
again,
is
I would
still
agree with this.
subjective.
What?
Art is still subjective.
Yes and no. Like, aspects of art are subjective, absolutely, but there are things that are 100% objective in art. Like, for example, human brain is wired evolutionarily to find symmetry beautiful. So if you draw something that is perfectly symmetrical, like that's, the human mind is going to find that to be beautiful by and large, 98, 99% of the time. I would not call that subjective. Like that is a rule that we are wired to live by. So yeah, I don't think the idea like art is subjective. I kind of hate that. Aspects of art are subjective, but art as in general is not. It is an art just like throwing wrenches. I wish I had that clip. I wish I had that clip instead, but I do have a dodgeball clip, so I'll use the other dodgeball clip. Oh, let's see, where is it?
Bold strategy, Cotton.
What?
I said bold strategy, Cotton.
Why can't I find it? I know I've got the bold strategy Cotton clip.
No, I was saying that for you.
I know, but that's the clip I have, and I'm not seeing it on my list here. What the?
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Thank you. Appreciate you, Curly.
I'm here.
They
for it.
devalue it. I totally agree with you
Thanks,
on that.
thanks for the donuts, bud.
Yeah. And yeah, there is a big problem, just to kind of, extend a little bit more. It is a problem where people can they can create a bot that generates just pictures with no human behind it. And I think that is a problem.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I've seen some like there's other cases of AI like images that I actually do enjoy, like those Bigfoot videos where it's like those ones are funny. Those ones I like. I think if it definitely does have passion behind it, I could definitely see it being an art form. Do you mind if I just pause to thank some people for following?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Rena Strand, for the follow, and thank you, Renatia, for the follow. Okay, but like I was saying, I think I get what you're saying. I think you definitely convinced me a bit more that if the person does have a lot of passion behind it.
So wait, she convinced him more, but then he went on X afterwards saying that it wasn't a good faith argument.
Yes.
This dude is a clown show, bro.
What it is I personally think he got his feelings hurt once he realized he looked like a massive idiot, and then just attacked her saying we couldn't do this in good faith.
I honestly, I think you're probably correct. Like, and mind you, if you're going to be on the internet in any general consensus, you're gonna have to get used to people dogging on you. Like it happened to me. I'm sure it's happened to you, Cindy. And if not, it will. Happens to everybody. If you get into a debate with someone who is got a larger following than you, has more traction, the whole nine, it doesn't even matter if you win the debate. You're still going to get clowned on by the people that support them. That's part of being on the internet. So you can't even say, oh, it wasn't a good faith debate because like her fans clowned on you or whatever. That's part of the internet, dude.
I do think that, yes, it could be considered an art to an extent. I think it is still a slider there, but I do think that it could be way more respectable there.
Yeah, I totally agree with you that there does have to be some respect there, and I did go a little bit hard on my tweet. I was a little and I did go a little bit hard.
I mean, that's fair enough.
Agree with that.
Twitter.
Yeah, fair enough.
Everybody's dog piling on Twitter is fair enough to get.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, I mean, it seems like we mostly agree on it on multiple fronts here, and I think it's just an issue of thinking it through, right? So
yeah, I think it's just I will be honest with you. I think you just know a lot more about the process, and
I really feel like she not only dumbed down the argument for him since he clearly didn't have anything to really back himself up. It's just she's even giving him a chance saying, we agree on multiple things. She's making him look good. I really feel like what he said to her was very, very awful. Like he should never have spoken ill of her when she's bending over to try and help this guy in the argument. I feel like she just realizes that he's got no leg to stand on, but he's trying. And I don't know. Good on her.
Well, he was about to say something very interesting for a moment. Hold on, because he's about to say, you know more than me. Let's see where he goes.
I think it's just, I will be honest with you. I think you just know a lot more about the process and the different ways people can have a hands-on experience. I was not aware of that.
Yeah. It's
you know what? It took us a long time to get here, but good. You're acknowledging that you came in half-cocked, didn't know shit about AI or the AI process or anything like that. And yeah, I will say there's some self-awareness, so there's that.
I just knew the bare bones prompting part.
Did you hear about the new stuff that's kind of creepy in AI? They've discovered a way. The new model, it actually came out about 3 days ago, where they actually use your brain as a prompt, where they have hooked up like electrical, you know, the things that they use to measure brainwaves, and they were able to get the AI to actually do exactly what the person was thinking. And they did a control test of this. I can actually show it to you. It's actually really fascinating. It's it's so
I'm
weird, but they actually
fascinated
were
with-
able to do this. Let me.
What did you say, Cindy?
I'm fascinated to see this too, actually.
Yeah, as I write about this. I know about it. I'm a honest though. I would never fucking do that. You ain't ever hooking no AI shit up to my brain to get me to draw a fucking picture.
Mm-mm.
Nope, not happening.
But it's fascinating.
Let me grab
It is
that.
fascinating.
It's kind of creepy, actually, to be
We're one
honest.
step away from being like mind controlled by the AIs at this point.
I know.
All it needs to do is figure out. Jesus.
Let me
Christ.
find this. Who did I post? I posted that too, but
Oh god.
yeah.
holy
So
shit.
in that image, that brain IT there, that's a AI model there was
And that's
able
what the
to.
person was thinking of.
No, that's what they were. So they were given a picture to look at, and then the AI had to redraw what they.
That's crazy. So this is what they saw. This is what the AI pumped out. It's pretty close. It's what they saw. This one's even closer. Like, the hotel one might be the closest yet. Dude, that's...
Wow.
And then these are other AI that produce, like, wow, this is insane.
So this is good in a sense that if like you're in a vegetative state where your body cannot move, but your brain is still active and you can still hear around you, this would be applicable. You know,
Yeah, I'm sure there's applicable uses of that, but that's that's how they'll sell it. Like kind of the way Elon Musk selling Neuralink. Hey, we want to make sure that people who are paraplegic can move and function. Like, yeah, that's all well and good. Wait until it gets in the hands of people with nefarious intent and they turn you into fucking kill drones or something.
yeah.
They were looking at
I see.
only using their
So
brainwaves.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and you can see it's pretty freaking accurate, like which is really crazy.
That could lead to some mad experiments. I can imagine just some college frat party, what images they would generate. Holy shit.
Yeah, like what like like bro, let's see, like we're gonna say some words.
And this is why the AI art debate, to me, at the end of the day, is fucking stupid. Twitter artists are so like what small-minded. Oh no, the AI is gonna steal. We're not gonna have any art left, bro. It's gonna be so much more fucking terrifying than them just doing silly little anime drawings, okay? No, we're going all in on like the dystopian cyberpunk future that we see in William Gibson novels. Niat for a 10-banger. He gave her the W by saying he did not know enough to engage in the discussion. She was gracious of victory, and he still trash talked her after. This guy sounds like he's he's got bitch in his blood.
Yes,
bitch because because of fucking Twitter rules. Oh, dude, Niat, thank you so much. Yeah, I'll pull up the full context of him, going after her afterwards. But yeah, this is for you, brother. Truly appreciated. Where's my Niat clip? Right here.
Ugly motherfucker.
Shout out. Thank you so much, Niat. Truly appreciate it, brother.
How do you feel about Tiffany? They're just gonna have that on their brain. It's kind of dystopian. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little weird, but
it is very dystopian.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
It is holy shit.
Yeah, that's where AI is getting really crazy. But yeah, there's I think like to kind of really
get back on track.
Yeah, get back on track and kind of agree with what you said. I think a lot of people don't really understand like what AI can do, and I think that the issue with that is they do see a person go into an AI thing and say anime girl, and then they see the anime girl, and then they're like, wow, look, I made this, and then I think that does irritate people. So I think people don't really understand like how deep it can go, because just like any other medium, like I could blandly take a picture. I can slap a banana on the wall. It's about the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do kind of see the comparison there. I will definitely say I do see the comparison of the person just typing in a prompt and being easily compared to the person just slapping a banana on the wall, because that was kind of ridiculous.
yeah, it's
The main
about the
difference is
same.
one person made a few $1 million from it, so
I got rich. I'm sure there's people that make tons of money off of right now. What they're doing to make a lot of money off of AI art is what they're doing is they're creating videos and then farming those videos for views for ads, and they basically.
And I don't have a problem with that. I don't and this goes back to the AI slop video that I covered. Look, I don't give a shit. People will go to what they want to watch, and if what they want to watch is AI slop, monetize that shit. I don't care. I won't ever watch it. I'm not one of the idiots that'll pay for it, but if there are idiots out there to pay for it, that's on them.
That's fair. No, I agree with that largely. I hate AI slop, but it just means I don't watch it, right?
That's where I'm at. If you don't like it, don't watch it. We say that about creators and their content, video games. If you don't like it, don't play it. The whole nine. Like, yeah, why would AI be any different? If Coca-Cola put out their AI ad, I don't give a fuck. If it meant that Coca-Cola maximized their profits, bro, I'm a capitalist. I don't give a shit.
They have a farm where one bot is telling the other bots what to do, and there's like no human input at all. It just keeps shitting out videos. It's an automatic system, and I think that's really the problem we should be focusing on when it comes to AI, because I think that could lead to some disturbing things. Yeah.
Yes, you definitely say that those types of people who are using the AI that way are definitely hurting like the look of your type of artist who actually do put effort and actually do like create stuff. You definitely say that.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I also agree with you. Just to be clear, that like I don't really think that for instance, I didn't do the animation. I edited it. So like I would say that the artistic part of the video that I did was the video editing, like the actual cutting, deciding like what timing like things showed up. I didn't do the animation itself. I didn't do the
Well, that's 100% correct. People do not care about the evil so long as they don't have to know about the evil. Oh, you want those Nikes that were made by basically child slaves in a sweatshop in China? No, as long as you don't think about the Chinese slaves in the sweatshop that are underage making those for you. Buy all the Nikes you want. Oh, that nice new cell phone that you just bought while African slaves were digging in the cobalt mines? Well, as long as you don't think about it, then it's okay to buy the iPhone while you bitch on Twitter about how capitalism is evil. Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna be real. I don't care. I know that every good thing in my life right now is pretty much due to human suffering in other countries. I'm proud to be an American. Like, glad I was born here and not in Zimbabwe or some shit.
I think that's fair.
I did the lyrics, not the singing. I didn't do the singing or the instrumentation. Obviously, I didn't do any of those things. So like, I can't really claim artistic control over that. And again, it's a degree thing, but yeah, I agree with.
But you did make those lyrics though, right?
I did. I did half of it. So like, what happened was I made the original troll, and I only made the chorus. Because so I basically had AI generate everything except the chorus, and then I made the chorus myself by hand, and then
there's some very funny lines in there.
Yeah, all of those middle parts, and then what I did was I went back and I edited the stuff I didn't want, so it's about like half and half for the rest of the lyrics.
Yeah,
but the chorus, the ending chorus, and the main chorus. Sorry, there's 3 different choruses actually in that thing. Those 3 choruses I did like 100% manual, and then the rest of it was kind of like a little bit half AI and then like half personal. Yeah.
I gotcha. So you did definitely do a lot of creation there, I will say.
Okay, well, thank you. I mean, it seems like we agree on it, and I mean, that's great. Do you have any last things you want to say, or?
No, I think that's it. Oh, so wait one moment. Thank you, Leo Kuma, for the follow. Sorry, I think that's all we got.
Actually. I
think we both came to a very, very good middle ground I don't know if we're already at the same opinion, but I think we both came to a good understanding with each other. So yeah,
I agree. It was productive, and I
then
think
your
like if
disingenuous ass threw her under
conversations like this, I think
I'm pulling up
come to a common, because I also think that there's probably AI people that will take like the absolute maximal stance on it and be like, oh, it's all art, like it's all the same, and it should be the same level, and like I kind of agree, it's kind of a little bit in the middle, right?
Now, okay, to be fair to him, the post from November 5th, this could be before their debate. Some people just can't argue in good faith. The entire argument I made is the time it takes to get AI at this point. All the AI bros who just develop skills. Now, this is from November 5th. So this could have been.
When did the video come out?
Yeah, because this video came out. Yeah, November 16th came out yesterday. So either this is old and just got clipped into a video, or let's see what it says here. Debate hot topic AR is really the hell. Debate matters for creators like me. If you enjoy this kind of deep mind. Yeah, I'm not seeing when the original stream was. So I don't. To be fair, he may not have thrown her under the bus. This could have been before their debate.
Okay.
The
Well,
post
then
that he made.
I will reserve judgment, even though I've already stated judgment.
Yeah, I will retract that if I was incorrect in the idea that he taught shit afterwards, because this was at least uploaded yesterday.
Okay,
So
fair enough.
and his post against Leaflit was from November 5th, and he has not posted about it since. So saw your debate, your honesty, no integrity, cool demeanor. He reposted that. Let's see what this is in. Oh, okay, no, they just tagged.
Okay, so it might not have been for that. Okay, well then I take back what I said. He's still an idiot, but I take back what I said.
Yeah, fair enough. I agree. But yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it there. Then let me go ahead and post the video in the description in the chat for you guys in case you want to give it a like. There's the original video. And
my one complaint about AI art is that I do not care that it exists anymore, but you cannot label yourself as an artist, like an actual artist, if you are only an AI artist. So, like, I feel like there should be a distinction made. Like, when you say you're an artist by taking photographs, you're saying, hey, I do art by photography. But when you say you're an artist and don't put the label AI in it anywhere, then you are disingenuous, you're lying. That's just how I feel about it.
By and large, I would probably agree with that, but I would also just extend it to I don't care, because most of these quote unquote artists on X are fucking losers who are bitching and moaning for no goddamn reason. They're like I said earlier.
It's easy to not care when it's something that you don't do regularly.
Well, no, it's not that. It's easy to not care when most of these artists, artists are like, comms open, and then they get one commission a month and they consider themselves an artist and whatnot, and that's what they want to do for a living. Like, if you're not good at your fucking job, which many of these artists on X aren't, there's flat out just not fucking good at their jobs. They're bitching about AI because AI is taking a job that you already sucked at. Like, when 99% of these fucking lefty Twitter artists are bitching and moaning about stuff that, like, they've got no talent to begin with. There will always be a market for actual well-done hand-drawn art. AI is not taking those people's jobs because people want their work. So basically, the reason I just don't care about should artists that use exclusively AI call themselves artists and whatnot? Again, practically, no. But the people that are getting all upset spaghetti about it, by and large, are fucking retards. So I actually don't care because these people suck to begin with.
I think
that's my thoughts on the matter. I see AI artists bitching about fucking Donald Trump, and I was like, yeah, I don't give a shit. Your job is to shut up and draw.
Even then, it's not even drawing. It's your job is to shut up and prompt.
No. I'm talking about actual artists.
Oh, you said AI artists.
Oh, no, my bad. I meant artists. Yeah, no. Just if I see a Twitter artist and X artist or whatnot, they're out there bitching about politics. They're bitching about the world they live in, XYZ. It's like, I don't give a fuck. That's not your job. Your job is to shut up and draw. Which is why I don't care when quote unquote AI artists take their jobs, if that's even happening.